Hello and welcome to this episode of Ask Me Anything. If you'd like to ask me anything, remember to pop it into the form on the podcast website and give a like and a subscribe, and I can keep on giving you more of the content that you find useful. And hopefully you find today's episode also useful. Now, this was asked to me by a lady who wished to remain anonymous, but she's suffering with grief and loneliness after her partner has left her with the children. So she's getting lots of anxiety. She already suffers with fibromyalgia, and she's asked for help with heartbreak because of the separation and loving herself after the rejection of being left. Also, peace and calm when she begins to overthink things. Also, she feels like she's in a lot of shock, fear and panic, and that bubbles up and gurgles and just overwhelms her. So I'm going to give you some points and a whole kind of routine that you can use. So we will also talk about foods, and I will share some Qigong moves, but in the main, I'm going to be really focusing on the acupressure points for this lady with fibromyalgia who's suffering from panic and overwhelm, and also this sense of feeling abandoned, rejected, isolated and alone. Now, I know how that is, and I'm sure lots of us know how that is. Unfortunately, it's part of the human condition. We will always be abandoned at some point by somebody. People die and they leave us, and that's part of being alive. It's really hard when it's kind of not a death and you're abandoned. My own personal story, my partner of 12 years, I had twins with him. When they were 1 year old, he had an affair and he left, and I was a single parent for over 10 years. So I do know, just as I'm sure many of you can also relate to that feeling of being rejected, abandoned and left. It's part of the human condition. But if we can really overcome that, we can really reach a deep place of love, of self-love, and also strength. So I'm going to share some acupressure points to help you connect and engage once more to come out of this feeling of isolation and alone. And the first one I'm going to show you is lung 1 and lung 2. So what I want you to find your collarbone. So find that knobbly collarbone and come to the end of the collarbone. When you get to the end, you'll find that the kind of rotator cuff begins, but there's kind of like a little hollow. There's a hollow there, especially if you bring your arm forwards, and where the collarbone and the rotator cuff meet, that would be lung 2. And just a little bit down, 1 thumb width, would be lung 1. And I want you to massage into here. Also, if you've had a virus or you're coughing a lot, you feel your lung capacity has diminished, these are great points, and you can do both of them at the same time, lung 1 and lung 2. Quite often, if we're feeling sad, alone, we can be and can you see what happens? We begin to cover over lung 1. So what I want you to do is really massage and open lung 1. Massage, you can tap, make these, which are called crane's bills, and tap into lung 1. Hope I'm not sending my mic crazy. Tapping into lung 1. Tap, tap, tap. And I would say really tap here for anywhere between 30 seconds and 3 minutes. And then place the crane's bill in that acupressure point and make small circles. And then the circles can get bigger. Allow your body to move, your shoulders to roll, open through this movement. This movement is called rooster, spreads feathers. It's really great for opening up this lung 1 and lung 2, the whole of the lung channel that comes down to the thumb and gets picked up by the large intestine channel on the front of the arm. Let's go the other way. Let's go forwards. Whew. See if your breath feels easier. See if it feels easier in the lower and the middle chest as you're doing this. You can try it the other way again. This is really helping open that lung channel, and the lung is really related to grief, sorrow and sadness. This idea that we are disconnected, but we aren't disconnected, we're always connected. So focus on the things that you do love. So let's move the energy from here down now, down, down, down to the lower belly. And let's just connect with the lower belly. So we've opened the lungs so that we can engage and connect with the world. So what I want you to do now is inhale through the nose, exhale, send the belly button back to the spine. Inhale, big belly, exhale, send the belly button back to the spine. Now engage the core muscles and really squeeze all the air out. And then relax. Let the belly fill with air. Exhale, send the belly button back to the spine, squeeze it all out, squeeze, 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 let go of it all, let it all go and relax. And feel the air and the oxygen come naturally into the body. Exhale one more time, squeeze, 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 squeeze it all out, squeeze it all out and relax. And now, in the comments, you can tell me how this makes you feel. Inhale, big belly. Exhale. Sweep the hands around to the kidneys. The kidneys are the emotion that goes with the kidneys is fear. So if you're feeling very terrified of being alone, rub into these kidneys. The fear often makes the kidneys shrink and small, that kind of fear. And think about what happens when you're in really big terror. You go to the loo, you release the bladder. So we need to keep the kidney and the bladder strong. So rubbing into the kidneys, rubbing into the kidneys. Inhale, exhale, bring it round to just below the belly button. Let's do this again. Often for me, this makes me feel like a big hot water bottle just coming down and soothing me. We're not trying to push away the pain. We're not trying to push away the isolation, but we're giving the body some comfort. Rubbing the kidneys and around to the belly. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. So hopefully you're feeling some more calm now. And let's now bring this up, and we're going to bring it up right to the sternum, to the point in between where the nipples could be, should be, maybe where. But this kind of area on the midline of the body, make a cross down and across. This is CV17, center of chest. So massage, hold, and especially if you get panic attacks, what I want you to do is inhale, hold the breath, tap, and release. Inhale, tap, hold, release. This is a fantastic way to kind of help that irregular heartbeat or the panic attacks where you feel everything is closing in on you. So let's do it again. Inhale, tap, middle of the chest, right into the sternum. You can go quite forcefully with this kind of crane's bill, holding the breath, and release. Massage. You can do this point also anywhere between 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Really connect with the body. It's not just an exercise of pressing the points A, B, and C. Connect with the body. If we're feeling this isolation and being alone, the best place we can start is with ourselves. Connect with yourself. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to love yourself at this point. Connect with yourself. And then we're going to take that energy up around the breasts, and we're going to go down the middle of the arm to the palms of the hands. And again, on the other side, imagine that energy coming around and then down the middle of the body. And again, rubbing into the palms. Twist. This is activating Heart Protector 8. Heart Protector 8 is the palace of weariness. So if you're feeling really blue, if you're feeling really down, this point is fantastic for just kind of connecting and igniting your spirit, reigniting the flame. So how to find this point? Make fists, and where that middle finger falls, that's Heart Protector 8. So it's not directly in the center of the palm, it's slightly off in between the tendons. Press and connect. Press and connect. Inhale, big belly. Exhale. Inhale, big belly. Exhale. And the other side, we have two Heart Protector 8s because we have two hands. So let's find this, the palace of weariness, to reignite your soul. Be gentle with yourself. Treat yourself like your best friend. Rub the hands again, and you can rub the wrists. This is Heart Protector 7. And the Heart Protector does what it says on the tin. It protects the heart. It's the pericardium, the sac that surrounds the heart. And it can prevent change. It doesn't like change. It's kind of like better the devil you know. So it kind of doesn't engage with that change. But if we can really open up to that change with love and connection, then let me tell you, there are bigger and better things ahead for you. There is more love to come. So I'm massaging through Heart Protector 7 and Heart Protector 8. And let's do a little Qigong move now. I want you to hold the hands open so there's a nice tiger's mouth between the thumb and the index finger. Inhale. And then turn the palms, exhale. Inhale, shoulders down from the ears. Exhale. Inhale. So again, see if you can feel that lung 1 point that started right underneath the collarbone and the rotator cuff. See if you can feel that lung meridian coming right down to the thumbs. Exhale. This is really good if you've had a virus, really good if you're feeling disconnected, in grief, feeling isolated and alone. Feel that breath and feel the connection to your own true spirit. Inhale, treating yourself like a beautiful small child. And now give yourself a hug. And again to the other side. And sweep the energy down. Now we're going to do another exercise here. And this one, I tell you, I used to use all the time. Like I said, I was a single mum for 10 years and things were really, I used to have panic attacks too, especially in the car and in supermarkets. And I would often feel like just leaving all my shopping and just running out of the shop. The main reason was that my kidneys had really become depleted. I'd had 3 kids in the space of 3 years and was now single and alone. And I was terrified, I was frightened, and I was exhausted. And so these panic attacks can happen really because we have too much adrenaline. We're on overdrive. So there's nothing wrong with the heart. It's just got too much. If you think of it like a car, you've got too much petrol flowing through the engine and it's over revving. But there's nothing wrong with your sweet heart. Nothing wrong with your sweet heart. What we do is we bring it back down to the kidneys and we nourish the kidneys. So I'm going to show you an exercise that I used to do in Lidl, in the supermarket, all the time when I felt like running away, like I was really overwhelmed. So just you can hold underneath your belly And what I want you to do is inhale, and as you inhale, imagine there's a little ball of light going up the spine, right to the top of the head. And as you exhale, this ball of light travels over between the eyebrows, under the nose, under the chin, over the heart, and back down to the lower belly. And as you breathe in, you sweep it under the sexual organs and back up the spine to the top of the head. And then exhale, forehead, throat, chest, abdomen. I'm doing it now as I speak. Inhale. Draw up the energy from the lower belly, up the spine to the top of the head. And exhale, forehead, throat, chest, abdomen. Inhale. Up the back of the body, right to the top of the head. And then exhale, forehead, throat, chest, abdomen. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, this little ball of light traveling up your spine, through the neck. Exhale, forehead, throat, chest, abdomen. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, one more. And exhale. This is called the microcosmic orbit. So we're orbiting the energy through the body, invigorating and nourishing all the organs and bringing it back out of the head, out of the heart to the lower dantian. It's fine to be in the heart and to love everyone, and it's fine to be in the head and thinking lots of thoughts, but we don't want our energy to stay there. It's too overwhelming. The brain will get fried and the heart will get hurt. You need to reserve a little bit back for you. One of the favorite things I love, one phrase that I love is, if you love, don't love too deeply. And if you hate, don't hate too deeply. So people would be kind of quite familiar with the second one. If you hate, don't hate too deeply, because we're taught to be compassionate. But we can be over compassionate. We can be overly loving. What you want to do is you want to have that heart, which is like a beautiful flame inside the body. And surrounding that is the heart protector that I talked about. And that heart protector protects the heart so that you have this stable energy that flows to the heart, and you have this stability of being so that you can love and give compassion, but you still have your boundaries. What is good for you? What is overstepping your boundaries? What do you want to say yes to? What do you want to say no to? And being in the heart, that's not going to do it. You need to be down here. You need to be strong in your life force energy. Let that flow up and make a reasonable and rational choice from there. Bring the heart back energy in and take it down to the lower dantian. If you hate, don't hate too deeply. And if you love, don't love too deeply. Loving yourself. Start with yourself. Self-love. So do these exercises, even if you just take one of them, take some of the points. Maybe it's the breathing. Maybe it's starting with this. Maybe it's standing in Tesco's or Lidl and doing the microcosmic orbit. To supplement that, I will recommend some foods. There's some great foods in my book, and I talk a lot more about my own heartbreak and how I solved my heartbreak with butternut squash. So if you want to read that. But what I recommend for you is taking some teas. Start simple. Start nice. So some great teas for the heart. One of my favorites is lettuce tea. Take a few leaves of kind of hopefully homegrown butterhead lettuce, or if you can, organic lettuce. Take half a head and pour boiling water over it. Put it on a simmer for a couple of minutes and strain and drink. It tastes like chamomile. That's what it tastes like, but it's really good for calming the heart. Really great for sleep and really great for panic and overwhelm. So try the lettuce tea and try the acupressure points. May you be happy and may you be well. May I be happy, may I be well, and may all beings everywhere be happy, safe and well. I do really send you lots of love. Let me know how you get on, because this is a process. We never get to the end. We never get it finished. We never get it done. And that's the same with the path and journey to love. Love yourself. Start there. Connect with yourself. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ask Me Anything. And remember, if you subscribe or if you follow, sign up for the mailing list, you will receive these videos straight to your inbox. So then you don't ever miss an episode. And it's really great if you also send me your questions, because then I get to answer and give information that really benefits us all.